Yes, sir. It's your boy Yay Night Gaming coming back with the content series Preseason Preview, which I'll be picking a few 2K League teams and going over thoughts on their key moves over the offseason, which includes draft picks, changes, and also providing some predictions. Everything based on their preseason acquisitions and decisions. So please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay locked in your favorite 2K League and Pro-Am content. This episode being the Boston Celtics crossover gaming. Let's get into it. Celtics crossover gaming. Last season, they finished with a record of 4-12, retaining 2 players in FT and Bully. The FT put up 36.3 points a game with about a little over 5 assists a game in 3 regular season games. And Bully put up 9.5 points and 1.6 assists and about 1.2 steals a game. And also over the pre-draft, they traded Fab to Cavs Legion for the 5th and 17th pick of the season 4 draft, giving away their point guard spot to FT. With the draftees, they had 4 picks, 3 of them being in the first round. They drafted Tazo, a walking bucket, Worthing Colt, and DJ Lay. Now returning from more than a disappointing season 3, Rico and the team are in a bit of a rebuilding mode to say the least. Brought in talented point guard FT, who played well in a few games that he got to start to prove to the world and himself that he can be the franchise guy. Now with the keys, he has the season to show that he can help the Celtics grow into winning shape. Celtics also retained third-year swingman Bully, who has bounced around from the lock to the 4th spot to try to give the team the best look possible. I seem to always hear good things about Bully in the locker room, his positivity and influence on the team, so it makes sense why he is loved by the organization and continues to earn his spot back on the roster. Now we're going over the draft picks for the first time in these previews. I will go in exact order drafted. Now, grabbing the 5th pick of the draft, the Celtics went with a no-brainer in getting Tazo. Arguably the best lock in the draft. He does really well with the ball in his hands and is not afraid to create for himself out of the corner or the hash. He's also a really big pest on defense. Makes it tough for PGs to move around the court freely. I think he was ranked as like the 1 or 2 lock in the draft, so that was definitely a big snag for them there at that 5th pick. The very next pick, the Celtics went with scoring virtuoso, walking bucket, very crafty at scoring in the 5-out or the PNR. Going to be a huge threat scoring on mismatches. Can take over the game at either guard spot and put big numbers up on the stat sheet. Walking bucket is one of those talented guys where we're kind of surprised it took so long to get in the pool. But now that he's here, we knew that he would go pretty early on the board right away. I didn't play a lot of post-draft in the past seasons, but I really rocked out this year all through the fall and the winter to secure his draft spot. Now, at that 17th pick, Rico and the boys decided to get Worthing Colt. See, Worthing Colt sat out season 3, but returned in electric fashion with his usual way of playing great pick-and-roll defense along with being a vocal leader. Also, Colt has significantly improved his ability to shoot and play make at the center spot and is expected to be the leader of the squad right away. And anybody know how Colt is and how he plays with the Kings? He's always been really good at playing defense. He's gotten way better at shooting, so expect him to be on the top half of the centers in the league this year. So I'm excited to see how he pans out with that squad over there in Boston. And now with their last pick coming up in the 2nd round, at the 28th spot, the Celtics selected DJ Lay. This is the 2nd woman ever drafted in the 2K League. Typically plays center and power forward or power forward. Had big-time performances all throughout the women's development camp. Will have a good shot at landing that power forward spot come tip-off. So now at DJ, a lot of people had a great thing to say about her over the past few months. She does bounce around from the 4 to the 5. She played a little more pro-am this year than in the previous years. I got to talk to her a little bit on the Netflix show we had, Prospect Nation. Really good person. I'm glad to see her get drafted and see how she does with the Celtics crossover team. I really liked what Celtics crossover did with their selections for the season 4 draft. With that being said, I'll have to give them an A-. I knew going in that it would be hard for the Celtics to really screw up this draft. Every selection was well picked. The only reason I couldn't give them an A is because I would like them to take Reese with that 6th pick. Would have brought a little more veteran leadership to the squad, and he's a champion, but they did see a good fit in walking bucket, and I'm not mad at all for that selection there. But going forward, I do have a little bit of concerns for the Celtics team. It's really only one, and that is with FT. Will he be able to pick up where he left off? I know we got to see a few games where he looked really good, and me personally, I didn't see a ton of them in the pre-draft, in the offseason playing in Pro-Am here and there, bits and pieces, but not a bunch. But the Celtics are confident in his ability to lead a team, and I'm excited to see what he does, honestly. And with there being 3 rookies, more than likely going to be in the starting lineup, possibly 4, how would this team be able to adjust to the league build and find chemistry right away playing against veteran players? So we'll see when it comes to that. Based on the acquisitions and decisions made over the offseason, I consider the Celtics Crossover Gaming to be a team slightly outside of the playoff hunt. First full season for starters 1 through 3. It'll be pretty bold to mark them as a playoff team out the gate, even though they're really talented. You got to understand that this league is probably as talented as it has ever been. Just lining up day one, there's going to definitely be an adjustment period, especially with inexperience. May take an early toll on their record until the young guards begin to figure it out and adjust to the league play. So it might, knock a couple losses early in the season until they really start figuring it out. That's why I had to go with the record of 7-9. I think they definitely do have the talent. Now, if they haven't figured it out right away and they look good right away, then of course, we've seen it on, the floor. But with us not seeing it on the floor yet with this group of guys and seeing how each one will play on the league build, it's kind of hard to make them playoff team out the gate. That wraps up this episode of Preseason Preview. I appreciate all of those who chose to watch to the end. Don't be afraid to let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to lock into more 2K League and Pro-Am content. I dropped my socials below the video if you wish to follow me. Click on the links on the screen to enjoy the other Preseason Preview episodes, watch Pro-Am matchups, or enjoy some of the music I've released. Till next time, take care, stay safe. Yes, sir.